I was used by Trump as a gunman.
Musk's position as a special government employee has ended at the end of May. On May 28th, he announced his departure on social media and returned to Tesla. As soon as the news came out, Tesla's stock price immediately rebounded.
Why does Musk's personal IP have such a big impact?
For his own company, have such a great impact.
A big cost for enterprises is in the communication, whether it's a startup or a mature company.
For a mature enterprise, which is a troublesome cost. The most troublesome part of this cost is that it's hard to calculate. There was a famous saying in advertising, I know that half of my advertising budget is wasted, but I don't know which half. So you don't know which half it is. So you can't save money on it, right? Right. It has always been communication costs, in fact, is a particularly troublesome expense for a company. As for IP, especially personal IP, based on the current experimental results in the current media environment, is the most efficient means of communication. In the previous media era, when the mainstream media dominated the market, this phenomenon has been clearly shown in foreign countries. The most typical example is Steve Jobs. For himself, he was first an entrepreneur and then a celebrity, but for the public, he was a celebrity first and then an entrepreneur. You should notice this difference. How did he become a celebrity? And how can he have such a strong influence? Don't think he is unintentional. This is a quite large team. Carefully calculate and design every step to achieve this. In fact, there are many such examples in China. A classic example is Wang. I often tell my clients that, do you think why Wang, she climbs mountains? Because he said people don't like to hear about real estate. He said climbing mountains is more popular. You know, that more diligent ones. We all know that Jack Ma likes to say chicken soup. You must not think that. He really has so many feelings. And he needs to talk to others. It's all a plan because it needs to occupy the volume. A little more diligent is without any skills or tricks. Just do it. Let's recall it. There is a man named Pan Shi. He just nakedly occupied the community. Simply, the company's billboards, all the advertisements and so on. Just take pictures of me. Then I will come out to talk. Of course, there were many people in that era. I just give a few typical examples. There were many other successful people. By success, I mean, means that in terms of the efficiency of communication has an advantage. You should know if a company's communication is very efficient, in terms of the entire input-output, it has an edge. To put it bluntly, he makes more money than peers. You should know in this industry, I make more money than you. For 1 or 2 years, in the third year, my power will explode because you can't afford it. I can afford it. Some things you can't do, I can do it. So I'll go back to the topic of Musk in the era of self-media. It's not just a shock to China, but also the whole world. The change of media will bring a series of changes in business models, the underlying logic of business. But the methods and skills will change because the media format has changed. You know, every individual who receives information, the way audiences receive information has changed. So your business has to change. Musk is working hard to be a celebrity. We can see that he works harder than Jobs. Not that Steve Jobs didn't work hard. Jobs could focus on one thing, which was okay because the media was mainstream. You know that as long as you form cultural influence in mainstream media and become a cultural idol, like George Branson, if you can represent a value, that's enough. It's not that easy in Musk's era because the characteristics of the era is fragmented communication. It's hard to say in the past if I appeared on CCTV, I'm done for. Self-media era is not the same. It's fragmented. There is no authority in the media. At this time, Musk's performance is, I use this word, although, which is not nice, but it's accurate. He has more stages to perform on, and he plays more roles relatively. So I think he follows Branson, Jobs, and Musk to Musk. Along this line, he has been interpreting the mainstream values of the new elite, which is against the old. The new elite is against the old elite. Old elite means those who run businesses, the old money in business and industry. The new elitism says, I don't want that. I can become new money in my own way. Along this road, Musk is also very expressive. He uses every means possible in terms of his pursuit of technology all the way to space. Basically, he drew a boundary that no one can surpass him anymore. If you surpass me, it's in vain. Basically, he drew the boundary to space. Perhaps the topic doesn't have enough traffic. Another reason is this topic is slowly becoming less fresh. Now I hear more and more people say that Silicon Valley is boring and uninteresting. Silicon Valley was synonymous with exciting and always exciting, always exploring the boundaries that humans can't reach. The border that is temporarily unreachable, but likely it's a bit like Mission Impossible. Impossible tasks happen in Silicon Valley, but now it's getting slower and slower. All day long, we talk about these, so I'll talk about the other way. The topic of technology may not bring enough traffic. I thought last time that Musk's decision. Entering politics was obviously for the traffic. He needs to find a new stage or create a new stage. Otherwise, the overall exposure will be insufficient. Today, I'm saying this is a hindsight. That's not like the tariff. I prefer to say a prophecy. You can check my tariff post. That was Trump. When Trump just announced to raise tariffs, I said, don't make a fuss. It won't take 2 months before he comes back. But it had to be done because he needs domestic evidence. It won't last long. That was his personal issue. That's a prophecy. When Musk went into politics, I didn't think he would stay long. He needed exposure for himself. For Trump, he also needs exposure. Both need to do communication. Trump appoints Musk represents his dissatisfaction with the government's efficiency and the reasons for his push for a series of policies. You know, that he gives such speeches to the whole American people and do such preheating and mobilize the people. It's better to use Musk to solve it with high occasion. Musk needs a stage, in my opinion. It's like this, of course, you say he's not doing his job. Do some real work. But do you find that these things are all more about communication? What they do is, to be honest, as long as you don't make too much trouble. As for whether efficiency can be improved, to be honest, it depends on the original government to consider. But I have made up my mind. I'm going to do you. You have to think about it, right? So is there any positive effect? There is also the pressure of spreading. When this matter forms public opinion in the US, all people said, wow, a bunch of young people, to reform the government. Do you think the government will be under pressure? So Musk is returning to Tesla first. I think his return is certain, and it won't take long if you don't act well, and it's a failure. So he stopped acting. But after that, Tesla's stock price will increase because Musk has successfully acted out another play. Do you understand? And gained a large number of traffic.
On June 1st in the United States, Musk said in an interview with US media that
He did not want to openly oppose the US government.
but he also doesn't want to take responsibility for it. He insisted that the government he leads has become a scapegoat. The efficiency department, Tesla itself has also been greatly affected. It was boycotted, and Tesla's stock price fluctuated, and sales declined. After all this process, only did harm to his company. There is no benefit yet.
Well, it will definitely help. It's like this. If we divide it into 3 strategies to gain exposure through politics in our consulting field, my perspective is the last. So when many of my clients come, they will tell me, I am from the local government. I can use government support or something else. They are all mentioned last. Only use it when necessary. Politics is a risky option, just like China and the US as well. Politics does indeed always only consider some people, while the other part of people will be greatly affected.
We can refer to the recent example of Lei Jun in China.
Have we noticed that during the 2 sessions this year, he was exposed a lot this year? He used this method. But as we can see now, right? I think Musk had no choice but to make this move. He had no choice. I don't think his situation is comfortable. His era is far inferior to that of Jobs, like the era of Bill Gates and Steve Jobs. If you talked about technology, almost everyone in the world wanted to listen to you. But he is not in this era. He has to work harder. He had to sometimes take the middle or worst option. Having more exposure is better than having none. And the spread of his words. The chance of forming negative is small because he withdrew in time. If you go on acting, you definitely can't go on acting. So it's expected to be a few months. The play is over. It's not a big deal to leave. It's not a big deal. The US can't blame him for this or that. So it's normal to end the relationship. It's very normal. I was used by Trump as a gunman. You were used as a gunman at that time. But it doesn't prevent you from saying, you still shout out, I was used by Trump as a gunman.
Got it?
Hey, do you want to pick this? After picking it, his image, to return to the stage of the enterprise.
We still have to worry about Musk.
What will be the next stage for him? It can be said that Musk is already very, very excellent. In my opinion, he is a man who goes against the trend, which is called counterattack success in China. When he was building Tesla, Silicon Valley had no land for newcomers. Or we can say, the global technology market was full. Everyone had taken their share. So when it comes to cars, Apple and Google are also doing it. But he managed to carve out a niche. In the end, Apple gave up and Google did too. And Google doesn't do it. Give it to you. You're too hardworking. It's like cutting a bloody path, but how to move forward. That era has passed after all. The era of worshiping technology. So how will it move forward? He still needs his stage. He has used this stage for several months. I guess it won't work next time. This thing will be used up. Back to China again. Which Chinese entrepreneur hasn't used it? Think about it carefully. Didn't Jack Ma say that? Lei Jun is the latest one. I won't mention the previous entrepreneurs. You can see which one, right? How much political recognition you get. And then you look back today, isn't it embarrassing? So what I mean is that
This is not a good card.
if you have to engage in politics or play some role in the government, there are also many entrepreneurs in China who are low. I won't play this card either, and I won't bear the cost in the future. I will still play cards in a business way. Compared to this, be smarter.